to the Slide Job podcast. Let's give some time for the chat to get in here and we'll get going. But oh boy, it's finally happened, Bull. Ty Gibbs has gotten that all-encompassing win.
Yep.
Congratulations to Ty Gibbs.
Yep. I mean, we knew it was gonna come, fellas.
Mm-hmm.
Or as he's known on the Slide Job podcast as the Lazy Bum.
The Lazy Bum continues to dominate. What's it now? Probably like a third place average finish since I made the. What's funniest about that, Bull, is that I am not even. You remember in the offseason when I was making the point of like William Byron comparisons and like he wins in those wins in the Xfinity series at the age of like 19. Like I was a defender of him on this channel. And then like for once I hear like about the behind the scenes stuff and I'm like, okay, that's fucked up. Oh, okay, I didn't mean to say already an F-bomb in the first minute of the live stream. Here we go. Like that's messed up. And I didn't mean to go as hard as him as I did, but I did. And ever since then, I just happened to think, oh, it'd be a funny title. And I was like, let's see what Ben and Bull think. They're like, go for it. I'm like, oh, here we go. And since then, dude has been insane.
Yeah.
And Chris says it best. I think that video 2 months ago is sparking a championship run. It might be. I mean, the run that Ty Gibbs has been on, I just keep waiting on it to come to an end. And boy, does it ever not. But welcome into the stream. We're ready to talk about some Bristol. I do have some words about the racing there because Bull seemed to like it. I didn't care too much for it until the end. I do feel like stage 3 definitely is the racing that I want to see at Bristol, but I feel like we need to find a way to get that racing from the get-go, in my opinion. But we'll definitely talk about that. Let me go ahead and change the thumbnail real quick so it's not just the regular Carl Edwards, and we can get this show on the road. But chat, let us know, what did you think about this race? Was it great? Was it bad? Love to hear your guys' thoughts on it.
I think we just keep going with the Lazy Bum mentality. I think maybe JGR will give us a thank you for the results the last couple weeks.
I mean, there is a correlation that must mean causation, right, guys?
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. I am your host, Colton Smith, sponsored, also known as Left Turn Central. Here joined by Brandon Bull Davis and both co-hosts is Ben Miller as well. Here to talk Bristol, baby. And to give you a little recap here, we already mentioned Ty Gibbs is your winner. If you didn't get that by the thumbnail and the live title. He got the win, leading 25 laps, the most important 25 laps of the race, the final of 25. He holds off Ryan Blaney, who led 190 laps, had the fastest lap of the race by 0.2 of a second on anybody. He also held off Kyle Larson, who led the majority of the laps, 284. Led the most laps for sure and was the dominant car throughout the week. And really, you could say if you had in the Xfinity race. Then you have Tyler Reddick and Chase Briscoe rounding out your top 5 there. This all started with Kyle Larson dominance. Blaney did have the pole, but didn't quite have the car to start off the race. That's where Kyle Larson came in and took the lead. And it was very hard to pass, especially in stage 1 where the outside didn't have the rubber at all. The inside was the dominant line. Now, Bull tells me that at the end, and he watched it more recently than me, he had to catch up. So I don't know if I was just so tuned out that I didn't notice this, but I was literally sitting there watching. I don't think I left my couch other than to grab a water from lap 1 to lap 500 for the first time this season. So anyways, that I noticed it in stage 3. Bull noticed it in stage 2. Larson won stage 1, by the way. Bell and Blaney worked his way. Blaney once again had pit crew issues. Honestly, this could have been a Blaney dominated race if not for the pit crew issues or if his car fired off as well as Larson's did. But I mean, he found the car in stage 2, worked his way up to second place, and then once again had a pit crew issue. I believe that was in stage 2, and then he came back right at the end of stage 2, was trying to pass Larson, was stuck in some lap traffic that made it difficult, and then as well as just not being able to pass. There was, when you get that outside line in the third stage, there was passing, but then Ryan Blaney just got the lead and didn't look back. It's like when he's not held back, when he's not losing 5 positions on pit road, this guy can dominate races, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So he takes over in stage number 3. Larson completed stage number 2. Hamlin started coming on. I was thinking, oh, here we go. Ben picked Hamlin. Hamlin's going to get the win here. Didn't quite come to fruition. Hamlin still did finish good in the top 10. But Blaney show for the majority of stage 3 until we get a caution in on lap 377, I believe it was. I remember saying that because I was going to tell Bull to skip to that point. And that is when a caution comes out for Chase Elliott spinning. Pretty well a non-factor all day. He was in the top 10 at one point on a strategy. Him and Josh Berry were kind of the pioneers of showing that you could run on 2 tires. But once that caution flew, the field came back. Gibbs said he wanted to keep that track position and would end up being the choice of the race, was to keep that track position, stay out, while Ryan Blaney went down and took 2 tires. Took 4 tires. Kyle Larson took 2 tires, and they would work themselves through the field. We actually had Gibbs and Hocevar, 2 drivers without a win in their career, on the front line, but the advantage to the outside is just so astronomical that Gibbs was able to get the win and get the lead, and then eventually get the win. Blaney did make a push. Then another caution came out for Kyle Busch repaying Riley Herbst, and then we got that final restart, which Gibbs was able to hold off Mr. Blaney. But that's a little recap of the race. Bull, I'll let you start. You watched this most recently, so let's hear your thoughts.
So I actually enjoyed the race. I did think stage 1 was not very good because they put that PJ1 down and it just held everybody to the bottom. But once that PJ1 towards the end of stage 1, beginning of stage 2 wore off, you had more passing. You had people coming and going. You had everything that we've asked for. I actually enjoyed the race, even though it did have a few leaders dominating. But that's working your way through lap traffic. Stage 1, Blaney had the lead, and Larson was able to pass him because he was able to manage lap traffic better. So I really enjoyed that race. 2 guys that I want to give a shout out to, Tyler Reddick. We've talked about here on this how his short track performance has not been very good. At the beginning of the race, he fell to like 30 something place in stage 1. Had brake shake going on. They talked about on the radio. Managed to make it through to the end of the stage. Got on pit road. Got some work done. And then came out and was flying. He was one that was running the wall and was able to pass cars in stage 2 to work his way back up front. And another one is a guy that we've talked about a lot, Carson Hocevar. I thought Hocevar ran a really good race today. Just kind of minded his own business. He did have that one little running with Joey Logano where Joey cut down in front of him and Hocevar gave him a little bumper. Which I don't see any problem with that. But I thought those 2 guys really stood out to me. But yeah, all in all, I actually enjoyed the race. I thought it was a good race.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I thought it was a good race myself. Stage 1, that was a little bit boring because there really wasn't a whole lot of action. But I feel like stage 2 in a way was getting better. But at the end of stage 3, that's when it got really interesting. I mean, you got Ryan Blaney in the lead. Ty Gibbs chasing him down because of lap traffic, and all of a sudden here come these cautions. I mean, a lot of teams were taking different approaches to different strategies. I mean, some came to pit road, some didn't come to pit road, but ultimately, also what a great finish. I mean, that definitely had me at the edge of my seat. I mean, you got Ty Gibbs after 4 years of trying to break through to get his first career Cup win. I mean, look who he held off. I mean, he held off Ryan Blaney, he held off Kyle Larson, 2 champions in our sport. So, I mean, eventually, with the season Gibbs has had so far, I mean, we knew eventually that he was going to break through to get that first career win in the Cup Series, and it definitely paid off for him. So Ty Gibbs, well deserved first win at Bristol. But yeah, overall, what a great race. And just looking at this top 10, I mean, a lot of drivers to shout out, but I want to give a shout out to Todd Gillen. I mean, 35th place. He started in 35th place. I mean, he was involved in a wreck with SVG, Alex Bowman, John Hunter Nemechek earlier, but he was able to get back on the lead lap, and his team called a great strategy. I mean, I think he took like 2 tires, and that worked out for him. He was able to get a solid 6th place finish to get his first top 10 of the year. So that was definitely a huge boost for Todd Gillen and that 34 team. And I would also give a shout out to Tyler Reddick as well. I mean, just based on his short track background, I mean, this is definitely a huge step for that 45 group. Like Bull mentioned, with his short track background and things like that. But I mean, just based on the season that he's had so far with 4 wins, I mean, with the momentum that 45 team is on, I mean, that's a step in the right direction right there to put together a solid result at Bristol, a top 5, 4th place finish, because they even talked about it in the broadcast. Like, if Tyler Reddick wants to break through to get his first career championship, he needs to improve at the short tracks. So, I mean, we'll just see what happens down the road, but I feel like this is going to be a good step in the right direction for Tyler Reddick at the short tracks, and that's definitely going to be exciting to watch moving forward as we get to more short tracks like Richmond, Martinsville, a couple others.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say I would agree. Tyler Reddick gets a shout out. Todd Gillen is an example of the power of the golden horseshoe of Ben. Anytime Todd Gillen gets picked by Ben, that's the top 10 for him. But yeah, I also got to give a credit to Chase Briscoe. I remember after the show, out of pure unpreparation, I picked Brad Keselowski over Chase Briscoe. I just kind of assumed he was in Group 1. And I was pretty pissed at myself, and it ended up Chase Briscoe finished top 5. I had to eat my whole race every time I saw him. I just But credit to him. It's been a rough start for the 19 team to start the season, but Briscoe found a way to get it top 5 and really ran top 5 all day long. To your point on Carson Hocevar, he also was honestly, I understand he was doing like the same thing Ty Gibbs did, but part of me is like, well, if Carson Hocevar had those fresh tires, he could have finished top 5. Like, he ran all day long. Like, he was literally there consistently. So credit to Hocevar, though, to get that top 10 and just kind of run his own race. I think a lot of people forget at Martinsville and Bristol that the main reason the racing, and I guess Bristol is great racing according to everyone but me, but the reason the racing has fallen off at Martinsville especially is because people don't pass the way they used to. Back in the day, you passed via bumper to bumper. We're too scared to do that now because I don't know why. I really don't. But that's something that Hocevar did. We saw Blaney. That's literally how he passed the 5, and plenty of passes throughout. I want to circle back to my take on the racing at Bristol. I thought stage 1 and 2 were snooze fest. I guess stage 2 was better than I thought. Stage 3 was the racing I want to see, and I would prefer to see that from the start of the race, but I don't know that there really is anything they can do to fix that.
I do think that the short track package did help. As we seen more drivers spin out today. When was the last time we saw just Brad Keselowski and Christopher Bell just lose it and spin out? So I do think the package helped. One thing that I wish they would look at is that PJ1 that they put down in that lower groove. That should not be so dominant like it is at the start of the races. If we can get that where it wears out quicker or something, then I think that would really help out. Because, like you said, stage 1 till that wore out. And the groove wore up, and then that's when I thought better racing happened.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Sure. I would add that could we just not put the PJ1 down, or would that just make the inside impossible? We'd just be stuck on the outside.
I think that would just make the inside impossible.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That's kind of what I thought.
There should be something that they can do that could add some grip down there, but not make it so dominant. That way we start out with 2 lanes.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, it's something that maybe has to. And another thing I'd add, I feel like tires should. be a little more aware, right? I don't know, because we had it to where it wore down really bad and it was just chaos, beautiful chaos, but chaos. But I feel like tires mattered, but didn't matter at the same time. I don't know.
If you also remember, Ty Gibbs in that race was pretty dominant in that race as well.
Yeah,
That's right.
I
Yeah.
wasn't trying to say like that's.
No,
I wasn't trying to say anything on Ty Gibbs. Yeah.
No, it just come up, just going relating back to this week. Something with him and Bristol just clicks. Last year, I think he led 208 laps, something like that. The race a couple years ago with the tire fiasco where they ran out of tires, he was leading in that race as well. So just something with Ty Gibbs and Bristol really
one of his best tracks. It's like Chase Elliott in Martinsville. It's just like he has something that kind of the other drivers tend not to have, and he found it on those 2 laps to hold off Blaney and Larson. But continuing through these results here, we mentioned Todd Gillen. Joey Logano was in the top 5 for a while, ended up 7th after all the shuffle. Ryan Preece doing the Ryan Preece quiet top 10 that he does from week to week. Denny Hamlin got 9th. Hocevar rounded out that top 10, and Bubba Wallace just got, didn't get in any trouble, kept it clean, was in the top 10 for a lot of it, ended up 11th. That's a great day from Bubba, I feel. Obviously, we know he can do better, but still, that's what the 23 team needed for sure. Daniel Suarez, he was battling to stay on the lead lap 2 or 3 times throughout this race, and he ended up in 12th place. Chris Buescher also was in and out of the top 20. He finished 13th. Kozlowski, I mentioned, had a spin early, a penalty on pit road, and ended up 14th. He actually had a sneaky fast long run car. Like, I think I was looking at they had like the lap times on there, and he was running like leader lap times late in the run. So if only he didn't have all the headaches in the middle of the race. And shout out AJ Allmendinger for rounding out that top 15. Ricky Stenhouse, a guy who Bull picked in the 5th round, ended up, I don't know how, finding the top 20 at the 17th place finish. And then moving on down, Chase Elliott, like I said, pretty well a non-factor outside of when he stayed out or took 2 tires and didn't lose too much ground. He finished 22nd. Kyle Busch, this is Bristol, and nothing from him other than getting dumped by Riley Herbst and returning the favor. He finishes 25th. Noah Gragson actually had a really good day, was in the top 20 all day long. It's just kind of what happens when you're Noah Gragson is somehow you find your way in 26th.
I believe he was
speaking
up
of people.
Oh, I'm sorry. I believe he was up in like 10th or 11th, right around there. I think that's as high as he ran.
Yep. Josh Berry, he was as high as 2nd place, but in Josh Berry fashion, finished in 32nd. Just kind of what he does. Connor Zilic won the O'Reilly Series race and finished 33rd today. Non-factor. SVG was not much to talk about there. Same with John Hunter Nemechek and Alex Bowman, who wrecked out early. William Byron also just missed the setup or something. Never really. I know he ended up having to go to the rear and just didn't have the stuff to get through the field. Bell, actually, I was looking for him down there. He actually ended up 27th, which is like the highest he had been all day after his wreck. So way to make something out of nothing there in the 20 team. But anybody else you guys want to shout out there?
Bell was flying. He got loose and lost it and up against stage 1, stage 2. He was flying. He came from 14th to 3rd in a matter of 50 laps, it seemed like. Had probably the fastest car. And then after that's when he lost it and didn't really see him the rest of the day. He ended up 4 laps down.
Yeah, definitely a shame for Christopher Bell. I mean, when you go to Bristol, I mean, you expect him to be a factor to win. I mean, Bull, like you mentioned, he had a fast race car flying up through the field. And he just ran into bad luck with that speeding penalty, and then eventually he just got loose. So that was definitely a bummer for Christopher Bell. I mean, now Bristol was going to be the perfect track for him to try to get his first win of the year, but ultimately it just didn't play out. But just to talk about William Byron real quick, I mean, geez, felt like I was watching kind of similar to what we saw with Joey Logano in Darlington. I mean, the car was just not there. I mean, just going multiple laps down early in the race, and Colton, like you mentioned, he had to go to the rear because I think the team had to replace like some steering or something like that. I'll have to go back and look, but yeah, that was something I did not expect. I mean, when you get sent to the rear at Bristol, I mean, it's difficult to try to work your way back up through the field. I mean, when you go to Bristol, that's definitely one of the hardest things to do. And yeah, just it ultimately didn't play out for him today.
We were talking about Blaney and his pit crew earlier. They mentioned it on the broadcast. He has lost almost 90 spots on pit road alone, just because of his pit crew. Just take those 90 spots that he's lost. Yeah, you're going to lose one or two every now and then, usually, but he's losing 5, 6, if not more at a time. Just today, for instance, as fast as he was, and losing spots like he did. If he didn't lose those, you mentioned it, Colton. We could have saw a pure Blaney domination today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even more than what we did.
I found it interesting that his decision was to go down pit road with the race on the line. Like, personally, I'm not even considering it, especially with Gibbs staying out, which he didn't have that context. But I don't know. I don't know what they didn't mess up or anything. It was just usually with pit crews, like you said, you lose some and you win some. And with Blaney, you just lose a lot. You don't even lose some. You lose a lot every time, pretty much every other time you go down pit road, it seems like. So I don't know what Penske needs to do, but they need to understand that they have one of the best drivers in the Cup Series, and the only thing holding them back is his pit crew. And they need to fix that. I don't know what they got to do. Like, there's got to be pit crews in the Xfinity Series that are better than this. Like, figure it out. They couldn't go to Xfinity Series because there's no Ford program. So, yeah, it's kind of time that they figure that out ASAP. But let's go ahead and take a look through these standings. Of course, Tyler Reddick remains on top, but Ryan Blaney in the 12 is closing. 62-point gap down. A good 20 or so points from what it was last week, or I guess 2 weeks ago, coming into the race, before the race. So Blaney eating into that lead with some great stage finishes and finishing second today. Could have even gotten even more if he was able to get that win. Denny Hamlin third, Ty Gibbs fourth now after his win, jumping up. It says 7 positions. That honestly sounds about right. I think he was right around that top 10 area. He's still got a ways to go to catch up to the top 3 there, or obviously Reddick, but still great spot for him to be in. We talked about the top 6 kind of needing to be in the top 6 to have a shot at the championship come chase time, and that's exactly where Gibbs finds himself right now. Chase Elliott, rough day, but he still finds himself 5th in the point standings, just a couple points ahead of his teammate Kyle Larson, who with his stage wins jumps up to 6th place. William Byron falls down to 7th place in the point standings after his no factor day. Bubba Wallace is 8th in the point standings, so I think he either stayed the same or raised a couple positions.
One, and NASCAR says he dropped 5.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, so I need to just stop believing these. I don't know what the hell they're putting on there. Just there's NASCAR. At least they get it out in time. That's really all I care about at this point. Christopher Bell, after his bummer of a day, drops to 9th in the point standings, and Chris Buescher rounds out your top 10 with Brad Keselowski in 11th. The RFK guys always right next to each other. Joey Logano is 12th in the point standings after a great day. After an ugly Martinsville, bounces back. Carson Hocevar, like I said, top 10, definitely top 5 really throughout most of the day. Got a lot of stage points. Excuse me again. He's 13th in the point standings, tied with Ryan Preece, who has got a quiet 8th place finish. Daniel Suarez worked his way up to 13th. That's enough to keep him in the 15th spot in the points. And then SVG, non-factor, yet he still finds himself 16th in the point standings. Chase Briscoe, with his great all-around day, gets all the way up to 17th at your cut line, just 1 point behind SVG. Austin Cindric also hanging around there with just a 5-point gap from the cut line. Michael McDowell's right behind him with a 6-point gap. And then there's a pretty sizable gap between McDowell and Allmendinger in 20th. Ross Chastain qualified well, had a great start to the race, but was never heard from again. He's 21st in the point standings, and things are getting really ugly there in the one camp, if you ask me. Other than that, Josh Berry with his stage points did make some waves, even though he finished in like 25th. His stage points did get him up to 25th in the point standings as well. So credit to that. Todd Gillen's good finish gets him up at the 26th as well. So some rising there. Nemechek falling. Riley Herbst does go up one thanks to his stage points in at least stage one. So that's a good look around. And Alex Bowman doesn't get a single point. So he might as well have just stayed home another week to recoup and then come back at Kansas. No, that's not what he should do. When he's ready, he's ready. But yeah, rough week for the 48. Now we're talking about an even larger gap to try and close come 19 races to go. But looking around at these cup standings, what are your guys' thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, just starting up at the top here real quick. I mean, Ty Gibbs, our winner today at Bristol, like we talked about. I mean, just the amount of momentum that team is on right now. I mean, it's just crazy to see him up fourth in the points. I mean, with him getting his first win today, and then we knew eventually it was going to happen. So, I mean, Ty Gibbs is a championship contender. He is definitely a championship contender. I mean, after going winless his first 3 years, he finally gets a win, and he's having such a great year, and I just feel like they're going to continue the momentum because this team right now is absolutely dangerous.
Yeah, Kyle Larson scored 54 points today, won both the stages, and then finished with a third place finish. I think it was third place finish, and scored 5 less points than the leader. But Larson made a pretty decent sized jump today. I don't remember exactly where he was, but one of the other guys I want to mention, SVG. Now that we're starting to get away from the ovals, or starting to get back to the ovals instead of the road course and the drafting style tracks, starting to slow down, starting to drop. So the road courses can't get here quick enough for him, and see if he can, just by able to his performance on 5 tracks, be able to stay in contention to make the playoffs.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm getting an argument with Chenry in the NASCAR group chat, but Chenry won because I can't remember things. But to your point on Larson, I also want to kind of circle to the Chevy conversation. There were questions about the new body and their adjustment to the 700 or 750 horsepower package. Larson definitely looked like the Larson we would expect to see at Bristol. Outside of that, Hocevar was the second best Chevy, I would say, throughout the day. Like I said, Chase Elliott was kind of in and out of that lineup, but I wouldn't say this is the best sample size, but at least Larson was able to do Larson things in the Chevy. So that is a good sign for people in that camp. But is there anything else we want to talk about before we move along to the O'Reilly Series race?
Yeah, just to point out Kyle Larson real quick. I mean, obviously dominated the race at Bristol, like we talked about. So, I mean, that was the question going in. Like with this new Chevy body, that it was going to take some time for them to try to get used to. But I feel like after what we saw from Larson today, I mean, he's got some good tracks coming up, and I feel like in a way he's going to get in victory lane soon. So I feel like they're starting to catch momentum right now. So that 5 team, I think they're going to be dangerous moving forward. I mean, and we go to Kansas next week, so that's going to be a track for Larson to potentially go out and get his first win of the year. So yeah, this is definitely a great step in the right direction for driver number 5.
He ain't winning next week. I'll just go ahead and tell you that right now.
You don't think so?
Not a chance.
Well, now I know who Ben's picking with the first one and who's winning next week. So put all your money on Kyle Larson. You got anything you want to wrap up before we go to O'Reilly Series?
Nope, I'm good. I'm good for a cup.
All right. Well, O'Reilly Series actually was pretty much the same exact race. Kyle Larson dominated and then didn't win the race. Shout out Connor Zilic getting the win there. And It would look better if Connor Zilic finished well in the race today, but that's got to be reassuring feeling for Connor Zilic to get that win after the ugly start to his Cup Series career. He's got a long way to go, but got the win over Kyle Larson. Brent Cruz actually he was out Larsoning Larson on the Larson lane.
If you have not watched those last 15 laps with Zilic, Larson, and Cruz, you need to go back and rewatch those laps. That was incredible racing. And the move that Larson pulled from third, Cruz went to the bottom, Cruz went up top, Zilic went to the bottom, and somehow Larson slid in between them, got back up to the top. Only he could make that move.
That entire time I was just thinking, why can't this be our Cup Series package, man?
Yeah.
Why?
But also, how impressive is it for Brent Cruz to be up there racing with Kyle Larson, Justin Allgaier, in only his, fourth race this year, I think?
Yeah.
We may have mentioned it a time or two, but he just turned 18.
Yep, he did.
You're looking at the 11 replacement next year or the year after.
Would not be surprising one freaking bit.
Yeah.
But
no, it definitely feels like kind of a Ty Gibbs. Like I feel like kind of feeling it out this year, and then he'll get a second year, and at the age of he'll be 20 at that point. I think he'll be getting that 11 ride, which more power to him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, overall with this O'Reilly Series race, I mean, unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch it. I'll have to go back and watch highlights and watch that battle. But I mean, just to talk about Brent Cruz, I mean, obviously one of the best young and up and coming prospects in NASCAR, and just to see him go out there and battle with Connor Zilic, Kyle Larson, Justin Allgaier, like we mentioned, and I mean that's a positive sign in the right direction. I mean, Brent Cruz eventually he's getting close to that first win, guys. Even though he's got a few races under his belt in the O'Reilly Series. I mean, he's still trying to learn and grow as much as he can, but it's sooner rather than later that we're going to see him in victory lane. I mean, he could have won at Rockingham last week. He led 30 laps, but I think a couple of cautions got in his way, and plus he had a tire issue at the end. So, but yeah, he definitely had a legitimate shot to win at Rockingham. But yeah, just to see him battle it out with Allgaier, Kyle Larson. I mean, Kyle Larson, one of the best at Bristol. I mean, it's definitely hard to race with that guy, but you can tell this guy does his homework, and he's got a bright future ahead of him. And you were looking at the future replacement of Denny Hamlin in the 11 car.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago we mentioned the JGR Xfinity team struggling.
Yeah.
Last week, Swalich gets the win. This week, Cruz finishes third. Swalich has finished his seventh. I'm not mentioned might take them a little bit of time to find their footing. I think they found their footing, and Junior better watch out because they've got two great up and coming prospects in those Toyotas. That's not going to be letting the Chevys just run away with it now, like they've been used to.
Yeah, three Toyotas in the top 10. Taylor Gray making up that third one there. So, speaking of this top 10, Parker Retzlaff once again finding his way in 9th place. Corey Day in 8th. William Swalich got 7th. Sheldon Creed 6th. He was really second for the majority of the day. It felt like just got shuffled out on those final cautions. Carson Kvapil in 5th. Justin Allgaier 4th. The thing about Allgaier was he didn't even have that fast of a car. He just was kind of willing his way to where it was, and you'd have to try and get around him for a lot of it. So credit to him for that. And we mentioned Cruz, Larson, Village making up the I went backwards on the top 10 there, but that's what that's looking like. And then looking at they have it labeled as Xfinity Series on the website for me. I don't know if you all have that, but the O'Reilly Series standings, Justin Allgaier still holds a very firm lead on Sheldon Creed, 130 points. So I think Justin Allgaier is going to have to collapse to really lose this lead.
Give him the title already.
Somebody's got to. Well, if Ben said it, then like now it's just going to happen. So just put down the money for him to get the regular season title. Somebody's going to have to really go off. But Sheldon Creed, Jesse Love, Corey Day rounds out your top 4. They're all kind of around each other, especially Love and Creed. Creed just moved up there. Carson Kvapil rounds out your top 5. Austin Hill in 6th. Sammy Smith 7th. Brandon Jones 8th. Retzlaff still holding firm in 9th place in the point standings. Swalage has jumped up recently. He's up to 10th now. Caruth has kind of faded a little bit. Still in the top 12, though, 11th place. And then Taylor Gray rounding out your top 12. Ryan Sieg is sitting there knocking on the door. And you want to talk about somebody who's slipped. It's been Sam Mayer who's down to 14th. He got an altercation with Sieg, right? Or
I think I saw on social media it was Jeb Burton, round 2.
Burton. I knew it was some O'Reilly Series regular. So yeah, I mean that's just a yearly thing for them. Brendan Poole, I gotta give credit to him. He was around that top 10 for a majority of the day. He's 15th in the point standings. Somebody who kind of flamed out at Chip Ganassi and has found his way into a consistent ride in the 44. Not shocking the world, but I see him rising to the top above people like Jeb Burton, like Anthony Alfredo. Still ahead of Brent Cruz, obviously, because he's raced 4 more races, so he won't be there long. But just credit to Brendan Poole carving out a pretty solid season there for what I would expect in the 44 car. So, anybody else you want to talk about their seasons in the O'Reilly Series at this point?
Yeah, you mentioned Cruz. I know we've kind of talked about him a lot this episode, but he's currently sitting 18th with 4 less races than anybody else, and he's only 72 points out of the playoffs right now.
Crazy.
I give a couple more races, and he'll be in the playoffs, looking to move up to the top 10. Only roughly 100 points out of the top 10. So he keeps having runs like he did Saturday, and that's a name we're going to be seeing climb the leaderboards each week as we talk about this.
Absolutely. Yeah. I 100% agree. Just looking at these standings, I mean, I gotta talk about Sam Mayer. I mean, what is going on? I mean, at this point last year, he was one of the most consistent drivers in the garage for Haas Factory Team. I mean, it has been an absolute disaster for Sam Mayer this season. I mean, we saw Sheldon Creed go to victory lane in Atlanta, and he's been one of the most consistent drivers this year. So why isn't his teammate up there? I mean, we expect Sam Mayer at this time of the year to win some races, be up there winning some races, and being up there in points and being one of the championship favorites. So, I mean, I'm a little concerned about that 41 car right now because eventually they got to turn it around. I mean, obviously there's still plenty of season left, so they got plenty of time, but I just feel like this time of the year, we need to see Sam Mayer up there in points, consistently running up front, competing for wins, and we're just not seeing that. I mean, we're seeing it from Sheldon Creed. Like I mentioned, the win in Atlanta. He's been one of the most consistent. He's up there in points. So I just don't know what's going on with Sam Mayer right now because they got work to do. And but yeah, I'm concerned for Sam Mayer right now because this is not looking good.
Yeah, currently his average finish is 20th. 20th
Wow.
place. That's compared to an 11th place average finish last season. So winless. He does have 3 top 10s, but apparently he's been getting some really bad finishes in order to get that average finish so low so early. Yeah. It's skewed. Maybe this is just a bump in the road for him, but yeah, it's definitely an alarming. And the thing about Sam Mayer is he's one of the drivers that I just never have seen like that. Like he came up at Junior Motorsports and he had that 4-win season. That was very impressive. And the 3-win season. And he goes to Stuart Haas and puts together a pretty solid year last year, but I haven't ever really seen him in the same light as some of his peers that he's raced with in the Xfinity Series or O'Reilly Series now. So, yeah, but then I go and look at his stats, and he did have some impressive seasons at Junior Motorsports, and I felt. But then you look at his 2024 season, And he had those 3 wins, sure, but he had an average finish of 18th in junior motorsports equipment in the O'Reilly series. So
Yeah.
it's definitely it's rough around the edges for Sam Mayer. And I think that's kind of what got him out of the junior motorsports camp. I mean, there was even talks of him in the 48 if he were to pan out. And now he's just kind of chilling in the 41 car. So a lot of season left for him to turn it around. I'll never forget that Martinsville night, him and Ty Gibbs going at it. Maybe that's the real reason he got blackballed. You know, anytime you go up against Ty Gibbs, it doesn't mean well for your career. But yeah, it's a rough start for Sam Mayer.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get to the Cup Series, you gotta turn this stuff around, because this is just not looking good. I expect more from Sam Mayer.
To be fair, he is younger than all of us. He is 20. Do the math, Colton. You got this. 22.
22. Yeah.
But 22 years old. So still plenty of time left. And he's gotten a better start than some other people. So,
yeah. but
let's go ahead and move along. Do you have anything else, Bull?
I'm good.
All right, let's go ahead and move along to the Truck Series race, which was won by Christopher Bell. Had me thinking Bull's prophecy of the Christopher Bell win maybe was true, because he had a pretty fast truck in this race.
I feel like I should get some points for that.
Okay, all right, okay, buddy. Sure, we can start getting some points for hypotheticals here. Josh could tell you about that. But yeah, Christopher Bell got the win. Chandler Smith came in second place. Gio Ruggiero put together a pretty solid performance in third place. But actually, who dominated? Ross Chastain got fourth. But then the domination came from Christian Eckes, who had 132 laps led on this race and was competing with Bell. Bell, I think, ended up getting the position, but Eckes had a really fast car. He had a really great race and kind of put the 91 on the map there a little bit with his performance at Bristol. But I will admit I missed this race, or actually I did tune in at the end of this race, but I missed the majority of this race, so I'm not sure exactly. I really tuned in, I think, on that second run. I know Eckes messed up the restart, and that's why he didn't finish in second or first, but I did miss the development of this race. But I think the real red flag here for me, Kyle Busch in 8th place. Didn't lead a single. Oh, he did lead 39 laps. I'm sorry for the missed information, but led some laps, but didn't quite have it there. I think that's honestly proof. If Kyle Busch isn't in the picture for a win at a Truck Series race at Bristol, I just don't think he has it anymore.
Colton, what's a more bigger surprise? Corey Keim only led 1 lap, or Kyle Busch finished 7th?
Well, Heim got in a wreck, didn't he?
Yeah, he did with Christian Eckes.
But
I'll add the context to that.
But Heim only leading, which one surprises you more? He only leads 1 lap, or Busch finishes 8th?
Busch finishes 8th for me. The stranglehold this guy had on the Truck Series for a very long time, and still had in recent years. To see him and Bristol, what's he got? 5,000 wins here, like so many wins.
Sounds about right.
Best track, like, yeah, that surprises me that Busch was really like, yeah, he led some laps, but wasn't really a factor in this race.
Yeah, I would think that's surprising too. I mean, like you mentioned, we expect Kyle Busch to be up there competing for wins in the Truck Series, even though he led some laps. I mean, at Bristol, out of all racetracks, we expect him to be up there at the end to try to win. And yeah, unfortunately, it just didn't happen. But I mean, we saw it at Atlanta where he did get the win at another racetrack that he's had so much success in the Truck Series. And unfortunately, we just didn't see that at Bristol. So yeah, I would say that was a little surprising to see, for him to settle for a top 10 instead of being up there competing for the win.
One thing I want to point out, I know the best finish was 10th in Brendan McBurr Queen, but Ram's slowly starting to figure it out. If you look, Queen finished 10th, Haley finished 15th, Tyrell finished 19th, Carson Ferguson got to make his debut, finished 21st. And then Corey LaJoie finished in 29th, but he was out there running in the top 10 before he got into a late wreck. So Rams slowly starting to figure out. It took them a little longer than I thought it would.
Yep.
But don't be surprised here in a couple weeks if you see them up there running in the top 5.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the interesting storyline to follow will be when we get to the chase. Who's the one that makes that push? I would say Queen has looked the best of them all throughout the start of the year. But Haley's been right there with them. But I feel like when I'm watching a race, I'll see Queen typically a little higher than that of Mr. Haley. But I mean, that's my championship pick right there is Justin Haley. So he better turn it around.
Yeah. And, just to talk about Christian Eckes, I mean, obviously he put his best race of the year. He had his best race of the year at Bristol. I mean, not surprising. I mean, when he was in the truck series, I mean, he does have a win and he absolutely succeeds at this racetrack. So I feel like that team, they've been turning it on the last couple of weeks. I mean, even though they got off to somewhat of a sluggish start, I mean, we're starting to see what this team is made of. And I think that going into the year that Christian Eckes, he was going to be a championship threat because he has a lot of experience in the truck series and he's going to be competing for wins and dominating races. So I feel like this is going to be the beginning of something special that we're going to see out of that 91 group to put together some wins and ultimately later down the road be a championship threat. So yeah, I'm not going to sleep on Christian Eckes because he definitely has the talent to go out there and try to win a truck series championship.
Well, speaking of the Truck Series Championship, these points are quite close, to say the least. Chandler Smith holds a 1-point lead on Caden Honeycutt with Corey Heim. Spencer asked, where's Chenry? I don't know, yapping about how Ty Gibbs and William Byron are the same person because they have blonde hair. Corey Heim and Lane Riggs are 4 points behind the lead there. Of course, Heim not competing for a championship and 2 less starts than anybody else in the field. And then Christian Eckes rounds out your top 5. We were just talking about him. Sluggish start, but just 17 points behind. You get a win or 2. You're right back in it. You keep getting these top 5s, top 10s. You're absolutely in this. And then Gio Ruggiero, we talked about him. He's up and it's 21 points behind the lead. 26 points behind, you find Ty Majeski. Ben Rhodes kind of rounds out this like top of the field. That's this top 8, if you will. 27 points behind the leader. So those 8 have really separated themselves. Not a Ram mentioned in there, but I'm sure one of them will open up the conversation. Those 8 have separated themselves, and not one has separated themselves from that 8. But they're all within a blanket of 27 points. If Ben Rhodes goes out and wins a race next week, he probably jumps up into the top 3 in the point standings, if not even further. It's same with Ty Majeski, Gio, what have you. They all it's anybody's race right now. The race for the regular season, it's anybody's race, and it's the most fun I think of any race right now in the Cup Series is following, or in the Cup Series in NASCAR. Even more interesting in the Cup Series is these guys and who's going to step out, because Corey Heim technically, yeah, he's been dominating. Once he got 2 wins to his 4 starts, but I want to see which one of these young guns, or does Ty Majeski or Ben Rhodes make that leap. And then of course Ram is always the wild card. When will they make their leap to what we expect, what they were talking about in the preseason? Justin Haley is still the highest Ram, 10th place in the point standing. Shout out Jake Garcia, though, in 9th. He's got a pretty good gap to Ben Rhodes, his teammate, but still running well and can definitely close that gap with more running. Stuart Friesen is actually 11th in the point standings. And then you got Brendan Queen is the highest Ram. Oh, I got to ask you guys, did you guys hear also Spencer said something, but did you guys hear what Carson Hocevar said about Tyler Ankrum?
He never did shit in his life or something like that.
Yeah.
I did hear that. Yeah, man, Ankrum, he's been kind of making some friends here lately, huh?
Yeah, well, I think more so what it is just people kind of revealing what they think about him. And to be fair,
Yeah.
Ankram's a guy I kind of thought would make a jump and has never left the truck series and never really done anything of note in the truck series.
No.
So he's got what, 2 wins to his name. He's been
Yep.
in the truck series since 2019 full time. So yeah, I guess it's just kind of he's definitely ruffled some feathers in his day, and I think it's just we're just kind of hearing what behind the scenes, getting a little behind the scenes action of what people really think of Mr. Ankrum.
Yeah. Didn't Ben Rhodes put out a tweet after Darlington about him?
Yeah, he did.
I think some
Yeah.
Family Guy character. I think, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. The upside down head.
Upside
That's
down.
what it was. Yeah, so
Yeah.
with the upside down head. Yeah, I forgot
Yeah,
about
that was a classic.
Yeah, poor Tyler Ankrum, man. I don't. He
Yeah.
hasn't done anything like that. I would think that he deserves this hate, but damn.
Yeah.
But Bull said it best. Don't put Bristol on Masters Weekend. I bet ratings will be lower than normal. Yeah, I would be willing to bet that for sure, Spencer. That's a great point.
Yeah, that is.
And yeah, it was not discussed. You're not late on that at all. It is a great discussion point. I think the thing of it is kind of like I don't really know what you put on that week because we're in a time of Martinsville, and then you got Talladega coming up. But I think regardless, it's going to be so. Maybe they think Bristol's the best to combat it, but I don't know.
True.
Going back to these truck series standings real quick, one
Mhm.
thing I want to point out: if you look at Gio Ruggiero,
Mhm.
currently sitting in sixth place, 3 top 5s, 4 top 10s, no DNFs, and has not even led a lap this year. That's that's the consistency that we asked for when we wanted this new point standings. Is wanted to reward consistency. And that's exactly what Gio's doing. He's just hanging around top 5s, top 10s, and just being consistent, getting good finishes, staying out of trouble.
Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and his name has been in the running for some wins. He had a great day at Rockingham, right? Or was it the race before Rockingham? I remember one of the 2 days. I don't know. What was it? What was the race that you said Gio was a sleeper?
The one
Was
he
it
qualified on
Rockingham?
the pole on. That was Rockingham.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
that's right. Yeah, Gio being a sleeper. But
Yep.
yeah, I think definitely we're seeing that step in the right direction. I think he's going to capture that here, get a win or two here pretty soon. We got some
Yeah,
action
absolutely.
in the chat. Kid Latin says, "Look, Grandpa, I got my first win. Gert job, Ty Gibbs. Great job, Ty Gibbs is what I will assume that
Yeah.
was meant to be."
Yep.
But yeah, he did. Pop was happy.
Yep.
Didn't they just come back from a break? I think if you're talking
Yep.
about the Cup Series there, Josh, thanks for hopping in the chat and watching, by the way. Yeah, we did just come back from a break in the Cup Series. However, Truck and Xfinity raced at Rockingham last weekend. So, yeah. But my dog's barking, and I thought that was somebody calling my name, but it's just my dog barking. That's good.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, in terms of Truck Series points, not too much else to point out here. I would say Daniel Hemrick being down in 16th is a surprising thing to see.
Yeah.
Definitely
For
not
sure.
somebody you expect to go out there and shock the world, but I would expect him to be up in that top 16. But it's another kind of area of if you were to rattle off a couple top 10s, he could probably easily find himself back up in that top 10. But
Yep.
he's got a little ways to get there. But
I mean,
Yeah.
the top 17 are all separated by only 100 points. And if you go to the Cup Series, first has an even the O'Reilly Series. O'Reilly, I forget what all Allgaiers is. It's 100 and something points already, if I remember correctly. And then
130.
130. And then Reddick's got a 62 point lead. And yet, if you go to the Truck Series, we're separated by 92 or 93 for the first 17 spots.
Yep.
Yeah, part of that could contribute to the fact that we're a few less races in, but really, what are they at? Race 1, 2, 3. They're at race 6, so they're only 2 races behind the Cup Series right now. But they will there will be a gap come next race. We are not back in action until May 1st at Texas, so I think that's the longest gap in the season, other than maybe June and July in between that. But yeah, you got a long wait to pick up this this Truck Series storyline. And Jamie said, "Where's the dog?" The dog is downstairs and out in the back porch, I believe. But I think they're trying to get my attention. They'll be okay, I promise. My parents will take care of it. But yeah, anything you guys want to mention or wrap up on the Truck Series before we move on?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Caden Honeycutt. I mean, I just think to myself, what could have been at Bristol if he wasn't involved with that wreck with Corey Heim and Lane Riggs. I mean, he had a fast truck. I mean, this guy has been putting together solid finishes. I mean, 3 consecutive top 5s up until that wreck at Bristol. And he could have won Rockingham if Taylor Gray wasn't even in his way when he was battling with Corey Heim. So, I mean, eventually this guy, we knew going into the season that he was going to have a breakout year. And even though he made the championship 4 last year, I mean, I expected him to be up there more competing for wins when he got the deal done with Tricon. I mean, he's living up to expectations. And I mean, this he's just been so fun to watch this year. And I just feel like eventually he's going to break through in victory lane. I mean, there's no question about it. He is going to get that first win, and he's going to win multiple races and continue to be a championship threat. But yeah, I mean, this guy, he has talent, but man, I just think to myself, if he did not get caught up in that wreck with Corey Heim and Lane Riggs, I just think what could have been, because he had a fast truck and he could have won, because he's a great short track racer, and Bristol was going to be the perfect track for him to finally break through to get that first career win in the Truck Series. But eventually it's going to happen. It's going to happen, and he's going to continue the momentum moving forward and be as consistent as he can be.
Yep, I agree. I think that win is coming any day now, or I guess a month, since that's how long we have to wait for the next race. But now it's time to look at the Fast Five.
We can skip this part.
No, let's
we
not
really
skip
can.
it.
Everyone knows what happened.
There's nothing changed.
Ben bent us over and simply went
like I do every week.
Like he does every.
Hey, it's still early, fellas.
God, if I ever get my hands on that golden horseshoe, I mean, Todd Gillen top 10. Like, who could have foresaw that other than Mr. Miller himself?
He's underrated at short tracks, I feel like.
No, you got lucky because he took 2 fucking tires and did a strategy call.
I'm not the only F-bomb of the episode. Let's go.
Don't even go like you knew that was going to happen. You were just hoping for a top 20.
But he started.
I was hoping for a top 20, but he turned it into a 6th place finish. Let's go. Thanks,
Don't
Gillen.
even pull that crap, Ben.
Oh my gosh! If we ever get a hold of that lead, it's gonna get pretty. But I don't know. Sun's getting real low over here.
Yeah, I'm running away, fellas. Catch me if you can.
I'll clip that.
that has been clipped. We will bring that back at a later date. Oh man, I'm just gonna have to like absorb the content of every week's like who should be good, and like watch every video, read every article, and I'll probably still lose because I don't have a golden horseshoe. But shout out Ben, 49 points this week, 28 points for me, 25 points for Bull. No bonus points because we all picked Larson and O'Reilly. That didn't happen, and Heim nor Kyle Busch got the win in the Truck Series. So. Yeah. Any final thoughts before we wrap up the show?
Yeah, I'll give the total points. So right now, Ben has 361, Colton has 309, and I have 266.
I was gaining too. I was within like 20 or something of them.
It's ugly, Colton.
I'm having a great time over here.
I mean, Josh, I hope you're still watching. Like, you can contest. This is the same shit he did last year. It's like we changed the format, and he gets a 5th round guy to finish 6th. Like, I miss Daytona when you didn't. I mean, really, Daytona is the only time is your lowest score, and that's 35. Meanwhile,
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I missed Daytona when I scored 54.
There's only been 2 weeks that it looks like that he has not scored the most points.
Martinsville and Daytona. No, I didn't score the most. Darlington. I was actually on a nice little heater. Well, no, not Darlington. What's the race before that? Las Vegas. Good Lord. Well, enough of the Ben Miller segment. Any last thoughts on this weekend? I don't think there's really any controversy or stuff that happened outside of the race. So kind of a low-key weekend on that front.
One thing, we talked about it last week, the Bubba Wallace, Carson Hocevar.
Oh, yeah.
Bubba apparently texted Hocevar, took all ownership, said just let his feelings get in the way, took responsibility for it, apologized to Hocevar. Both of them said they're all good. So you don't see many times where people admit they let their emotions get in the way and take ownership for it. So just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, classy move. Oh, sorry, Colton. But yeah, classy move there by Bubba Wallace.
That's my question: do you think Larson got that same text?
They talked about it after the race, didn't they? In 2022 at Vegas.
That was a couple years ago.
They talked about it during the race, Mr. Ben.
Oh yeah, I know that.
they talked about it
when Bubba's grabbing his head.
That didn't look like an apology to me. Oh, yeah, I don't think there was any text throughout the week after that one, but I'm sure they talked about it and hashed it out.
I think he made a post on social media saying that, hey, I talked to Larson in person this week. We had a good conversation, something like that. I don't even remember, but I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
Yep. All right. Well, if that's all we got, I'll go ahead and wrap up the show. Thank you all for tuning in and listening. Josh and Jamie. Thank you both for watching. They sent me a text. If you notice me smile randomly, Josh said Jamie told me to look more excited. So I'm sorry when I'm looking at the damn Fast Five standings and what happened. It's hard to be excited, right? And the Reds, did we even win? I tuned out after I didn't think so.
9-6, I think it was.
Yep.
They came back.
Didn't look like we were headed in that direction. So I decided not to waste a beautiful Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, lost 2 out of 3, unfortunately. So it's fun being a Cincinnati fan, isn't it?
Yep. Can't wait to go on Tuesday, and I don't even know who's up to pitch, but I'm sure I'll get on TV again because of another home run by the other team. Shout out to Neil Cruz for getting 2 of them in one game. But this is not a baseball podcast. Thank you all for listening. Be sure to leave a like, hit the subscribe button, comment down below all your guys' thoughts on Bristol. Be sure to come back next Sunday where we were about 30 minutes after the race. We're usually about that 20 to 40 minute range. We're going live. We'll have to talk Kansas, which could be a very fun race. It's typically a very fun race. Good Lord, Toyotas are going off the board on Thursday. Be sure to tune in Thursday to see which Toyotas do go off the board for Kansas, because they like that track a time or two. But also follow us on Twitter at SlideJobX. Follow me at LFC__99. I'll be honest, I've been using Twitter a little too much, so I don't think I'll be posting there much. But if you would like to see what my Twitter looks like, go there. At Bull81818 for Mr. Bull over there, and then at Ben Miller PXP. I think you can guess whose that is. Thank you. I say that like we all don't have our usernames in it. Thanks again, and we will see you guys in the next one.